training assignments are posted annually at all Air Force ROTC detachments at approximately 170 colleges and universities throughout the nation. The Air Force ROTC mission is to commission, through a college campus program, career-oriented second lieutenants in the Air Force. Field training is a requirement for that commission. On the appointed day, about 200 young men and women arrive at each Air Force base that is host to ROTC field training. Both private and public transportation are used by the approximately 6,000 college students who are participating in the various Air Force ROTC field training camps each summer. Immediately upon arrival, the processing begins. With their baggage deposited at a central point, the necessary credential for registration is a copy of the travel orders. There's no waiting. Travel orders are checked against the official roster to establish proper identification of each cadet. They get travel pay if they have come by car or have paid their way on a public carrier. They have been assigned to flights of 25 students each, and living quarters are designated by flights. Individual photographs will serve for convenient reference during training and for the hometown news release program. Checking in and receiving a clothing issue is a quick and easy process. In their living quarters, the members of each flight get acquainted with students from other schools. Many acquaintances ripen into lasting friendships. The yellow baseball cap is the distinct identification for this flight. Also here, the requirements of a well-ordered military life become apparent. The women flight members are quartered in the same building as the men. They must meet essentially the same standards and requirements. The flight training officer counsels with each student several times during the encampment. The FTO is a captain or major and is an ROTC instructor in aerospace studies from one of the colleges or universities in the area. On many occasions, the flight training officer meets with the entire flight. His objective is to help them become successful Air Force officers. He knows he is working with 25 above-average college students who are ambitious to learn. On the first day of training, all students assemble at the base theater for orientation by key personnel.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Colonel Robertson, your Field Training Unit Commander. We're pleased to have with us today the Senior Commander at this base, Colonel Evan W. Rosencrans. The Colonel is a graduate of West Point, George Washington University, the Air Command Staff College, and the Industrial College of the Armed Forces. He's experienced in combat operations in both Korea and South Vietnam. I'm very pleased to present Colonel Rosencrans.
Good morning. On behalf of all the officers and men of this wing and this base, I welcome you to your next few weeks of training. We want you to actively participate in the Air Force at the grassroots level to see how it operates. We welcome your suggestions and ideas on improvements of any of our operations, and we sincerely hope that both professionally and personally, the next few weeks will be most productive. Again, welcome from every officer and airman on this wing.
They are given a tour of the base, the chapel, hospital, the VOQ, officers club, base ops, the hangars, the flight line, base housing, and other points of interest. Before long, they find they are slipping smoothly into the military routine. As part of the physical training, the first activity each morning is a 1.5-mile run. As each week passes, the run becomes less difficult. By the end of the encampment, practically every student is able to meet the aerobic standard. Every 3 days, leaders in all categories are changed to afford leadership opportunities to all members of the flight. Drills, marches, retreat, all help develop self and group discipline. They all contribute to the group esprit de corps. In the classroom, the approach is primarily problem solving. What to do about difficult situations that come up in anyone's career in the Air Force. Instruction is concerned with junior officer training and leadership development. Seminars are an ideal format for the coordination of staff projects. In all instruction, maximum student participation is encouraged. One of the most important phases of field training is aircraft and air crew introduction. It provides the students with a realistic knowledge of various activities in the operation and support of aircraft. They examine the basic structure of respective aircraft, including the latest model that is available on the base. There is a close-up view of the plane and first-hand information of its function and operation. Rescue helicopters are noted for spectacular operation, such as personnel rescue, personnel drop, and firefighting. One of the most motivating events is the jet ride, which is optional for women. But first, the students are fitted with helmet, mask, and parachutes. Then they're checked out in an ejection simulator. Next, there's the parachute trainer. The trainer produces about the same sense of landing shock as coming down in a chute. This also is optional for women. Before the flight, the pilot simulates a walk-around inspection for the student's benefit. The plane has already been thoroughly checked. Then, as his turn comes up, each student is strapped in his seat and the pilot in the cockpit. During the ride, the student gets a chance to hold the plane's stick and fly the plane. But whether activities are indoors or out, the men are always ready to eat on schedule. The food is appetizing, nutritious, and plentiful. Proper etiquette is in vogue at all times. And if anyone doesn't get enough the first trip, he's always welcome to return for more. Seconds are always in order. Prior to field training, all students complete career survey forms, indicating up to 5 choices in Air Force careers. Then at field training, they receive orientation in more than one career field. 2 or 3 students will spend at least 2 days with host officers, learning what to expect in various Air Force careers. Flying qualified students learn from a pilot the principal points of flight planning. Then they follow the procedure of filing that plan with base ops. Another pilot explains the activities by traffic controllers in communicating with pilots of incoming and outgoing aircraft. A captain from the comptroller's office explains the use of computer equipment in support of budget and fiscal activities. Students interested in the career field of security police have a look at the desk, the nerve center of both police work and base security. The base engineer is responsible for upkeep of the runways, flight line, the base grounds, and facilities. Efficient maintenance is vital at every Air Force base. It is necessary for mission accomplishment and personnel safety. During this period of career orientation, students are invited to lunch by their hosts at the Officers Club. Another opportunity for students to become acquainted with life in the Air Force is hospitality evening at an officer's home with his family. An activity that interests everyone is the Small Arms Familiarization Course. For women, this course is optional. Survival orientation familiarizes the students with the need for instruction in and a knowledge of basic survival techniques, both in the water and on land. Again, this course is optional for women. Following proper procedures and techniques prevents panic and increases the possibility of survival. Students are introduced to land survival training. They spend a day and night in a field near the base with only the equipment they would have if forced to bail out, including limited rations. They learn to improvise a shelter, including a floor, from parachute material. They see how to make snares to secure food from their surroundings. There's a demonstration of a variety of fires. The type used is dependent upon the environment and weather conditions. The preparation of food is the principal objective. Knowledge of the use of the compass can mean success or failure in safe return after bailout. Students put their knowledge to practical use by moving through the dense woods to a designated objective and then return. The finale of survival orientation is a demonstration of a helicopter rescue, the ultimate of survival training. This group of survival experiences gives the FTOs the opportunity to observe and evaluate their students in a different environment. Supplemental training includes any additional activity that contributes to a better understanding of the Air Force. There's usually a tour to another base to view different aircraft. The students are aboard this C141 for an orientation flight. Open base on weekends furnishes contrast to workday activities. On Sunday, they can attend services of their own faith. There is ample time for an informal chat with one of the chaplains. In an auto shop, men can tune up or repair personal cars. There are also picnics and trips to beaches or water recreation areas near the base. This provides relaxation and fun for all the participants. An integral part of the training program is athletics. This includes intra-flight competition in softball and volleyball, which is always popular. There's a round-robin schedule among the flights. There's fast play and keen competition. On the bowling lanes, the women prove to be experts. Last of the athletic events is field day. It's a supercharged experience with a display of athletic prowess and hilarious fun.
Toast to the President. To the President.
Dining in is one of the last and most impressive functions. There are toasts and more toasts and the presentation of awards. An Academic Achievement Award is presented to the student in each flight who compiles the highest academic standing. This award applies only to the 6-week camp. The Air Force Times Award is presented to the student who has distinguished himself with notable contributions to morale and esprit de corps of the encampment. Dining in is climaxed by an address by an outstanding speaker of general officer rank. At the graduation ceremony, Colonel Robertson introduced the Honorable John A. Lang, Undersecretary of the Air Force, as the featured speaker. Mr. Lang emphasized the importance of young men from ROTC in the continued posture of strength of the nation. The Vice Commandant's Award is given to the outstanding cadet in each flight. The exception is that one man of that number is selected as the outstanding cadet of the encampment and receives the Commandant's Award. Finally, there is the event that signals the end of field training, the Graduation Day Parade. This includes a flyover of base aircraft. They have made a great transition. They can begin to see their lives ahead as officers in the United States Air Force.